In this video, I'm going to be showing you the easy way to hatch fill in Cricut Design Space. Now, what do I mean by hatch fill? Essentially, what we're doing is having our Cricut draw out an image or design and then fill that design with our markers and pens. Now, you may have remembered I did a video on this over a year ago, and I had a lot of people asking me, is there an easier way to do this? Because the other way I'd shown before involved so many different steps. And so the answer is yes, there is an easier way, and we're going to be doing that today. If you're new here, my name is Nisha. Welcome to Little Craft Nest. And if you're interested in crafting and Cricut tutorials, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Let's go ahead and get started. So here in Cricut Design Space, we have 3 different images that we are going to hatch fill. Right now, each image is set as a basic cut, and you can see that right underneath operation. Now, in order to get our Cricut machine to draw these images out, we need to change the operation to pen. And we're first going to start with this word love. So let's make this bigger. So as you can see, after I change the operation to pen, you can see the letters are overlapping each other. And where you see each of these lines, this is where our machine is going to draw. And you probably don't want the pen marks overlapping each other. So in order to fix that, we're going to go down to the bottom left and click on Combine, and then simply click on Unite. And now those lines are gone. You can also click on Weld as well, but I like using Unite because you can always go back and change your design, and if you click on Weld, that change will be permanent. And you can also see that there's going to be no color in between our letters. So our Cricut machine is simply going to be tracing the outside of our letters. But what if you want that filled in and you don't want to color it by hand? You want your machine to do that. And that's what I'm going to show you. Now, I find the best way to do this is start off with a large image. So stretch your image out. Even if you don't plan on having your machine make your image this big, we're going to shrink it down a little later. Now, what we need to do with this image is add an offset. Now, typically when I've used offsets in the past, we have the offset going around the outside of our image, but we want to make an inverted offset. So instead of dragging this dot over to the right, we're going to drag it over to the left. And you can see that blue line going inside your word, and that's exactly what we want. You can have those lines spaced far apart, or you can have them nice and close together. Now, the closer together they are, the more filled in your text is going to look. But there's also some variable factors, such as the size of pen or marker you're using, and how big or small your image is. And that's why I like to start off big, because when we shrink this, your lines are going to appear closer together. So I have my offset here at minus 0.069, and I'm going to hit apply. If you look at our layers panel, we have our first layer here. It's called Unite because that's the layer we hit Unite for. And then our offset, we have that layer above, and that offset layer is selected right now. So we can go back up to offset now, and we're going to create another offset. And it's going to save your setting from before, so you don't have to move that dial again. All you have to do is click on apply. And now we have that new offset layer selected. So we can go ahead again and do the same thing and click on apply. Now you can do this as many times as you want. The more times you do it, the more lines there'll be, and the longer it'll take your machine to draw the image out. Now, if you have a very skinny font, you may only have to create one offset to fill in all those lines. Now, if you have a thicker font like the one I'm using, you may have to do quite a few offsets. So let's add a few more offsets to this word. Now, when you feel like you've got enough lines going on, you can go ahead and select all those layers. Now remember, these layers aren't attached to each other yet. They're all individual layers. So if you were to press Make It right now, you would get your Cricut Maker drawing out all these different words of love and all our little offsets that we have here. And we don't want that, so we're going to cancel that. And what you want to do is select all those layers together, and we're going to click on attach. Now, if we shrink this word to be a little smaller, it's going to be a little more filled in when we have our maker draw this word out. Now let's try the same process with the shape, but we're going to use different colors. So let's grab our heart that I have here and put this word love aside. And we're going to make our heart just a little bigger. The first thing we need to do is go up to operation, and we're going to change this to a pen file. Now I want the outside of my heart to be black, and I want to color the inside of my heart red. So right now, if you look beside pen and we have this block box here, this is simply telling us that we're going to be using the fine point pen, 0.4 millimeters in black. And that's what I plan on using for that. But I want to fill the inside in with marker. So let's go ahead and create an offset. Go up to offset, and our setting has changed from the last word. Right now we are doing an external offset, and we want to move that offset inside. So let's bring that dial back inside. And again, I have it at negative 0.069, and I'm going to hit apply. Now this time I am going to change this offset layer to red. So I'm going to go to the top here, change this to marker 1 millimeter, and I'm going to select a red. Now the red that I have is called Very Berry. And I'm not sure if it's on here. I'm not seeing it here, but that's okay. We can just pick another red. As long as you know what marker you're going to be putting in the machine, it really doesn't matter what marker you select. But every layer that you make that color, just make sure it's the same red that you picked. So I'm going to pick burnt red. It says infusible ink behind it. Don't worry about that. I'm not using infusible ink today with these markers, but you can definitely go ahead and use your infusible ink markers for what we're doing today. And now we're going to go ahead and create a few more offsets. So offset, and it saved our setting from before, so we can go ahead and press apply. But we're getting a black marker. It's showing us right now we don't want the black marker. We want it to be red, so make sure you select the same red as you did before. So I'm going to select burnt red, and then we can go ahead and create another offset again. You do have to keep going back and change the color, which is a little annoying. Unfortunately, if you go over to Color Sync, you can see it doesn't have any of our pen colors here. So we can't simply move our layers around as you can with the cut files. I really hope in one of the new updates that Design Space does that it does allow for color sync with the pens and markers, because it would make things so much easier. But for now, we're going to have to do each layer one by one. So I'm going to go back up and change that color again. And then I'm just going to keep doing the same thing until my heart is filled in. And I think my heart is looking pretty good. So I'm going to select all those layers, and we're going to go down to the bottom right and click on attach. And let's put this off to the side, and let's work on our rainbow. Now our rainbow is currently grouped together, so we're going to go up to the top and click on ungroup. I'm going to start off by keeping all my layers selected, and we're going to go up to operation and change our operation to pen. Now you can go ahead and apply your inverted offsets all at once by having them all selected, but I find it easier, especially when you're making a rainbow, to do each layer one at a time so you don't get all your colors mixed up. Now, if we were able to color sync with our pens, it would be so much easier to drag and drop our colors, but as you can see, we can't do that. So let's start off with the bottom of our rainbow. If you're not sure what layer is what, you can rename your layers. If you click on the layer in your layers panel, you can see which one's at the bottom. So right now I clicked on this bottom Unicorn Squad layer. That was the name of this file. And you can see it's this top piece of the rainbow. If I click on another one, you can see the outline here around this middle piece. But you can also rearrange your layers if you wanted to, just by dragging and dropping them. So I'm going to make our very bottom layer blue. So the first thing I want to do is go beside operation, and let's change that color to blue. So I'm going to go over to marker, and then the color I'm using is called blueberry. So I'm going to find that. And now let's go ahead and create our first offset for that. And then I'm going to select apply. Now, once again, I have to go ahead and change that color. And I'm going to do this process a few more times, and then we'll go up to the next color. And once you're done with the bottom color, you can go up to the next color. So I'm going to make this one a green color, and I'm going to do that same process all over again and just repeat that for the entire rainbow. Okay, so my rainbow is all done. It takes quite a bit of work because you have to change all those colors individually. But if you're doing everything just one solid color, it is super simple and super fast. So I'm going to make this rainbow just a tiny bit smaller. And you can see how those lines are just a little bit closer together now. And we're going to go down to the bottom right and click on Attach. So let's go ahead now and have our machine draw out all these different images on a sheet of paper and see how they look. Now I'm just going to be testing this on paper, but you can go ahead and do this on cardstock and make a cute birthday card. You can use infusible ink markers and then apply your design to a mug or a t-shirt. There are just so many different options to do with this method. So let's go ahead and press Make It. And I'm just going to move these images on my mat a little bit so they're a little more separated. And then we can press Continue. I'm going to select copy paper as my base material. And you'll see here under our instructions, the first pen we need to load in is our red pen. And Design Space will prompt us when it's time to switch our pens. So let's go ahead and load our machine. So my Cricut Maker just finished drawing out all these designs. However, there are gaps in between each of our colors. So I'm going to shrink these down and we're going to see what happens. And you can see on the screen here, as I shrunk it down, you can no longer see that many white lines in between each of our rows. You can kind of see some white gaps here in the word love, but let's see if our marker fills those in or not. Otherwise, we can always do that by hand. And if you still don't like it, you can always go back and make your offsets narrower rather than having a gap in between each of your offsets. So it really depends on the look you're going for. So I'm going to press Make It again, and we're going to switch out all those markers one more time and see how this looks with our images smaller. Okay, so let's take a look at our results here. Here is the first one I did. I had this on the green mat, so my paper's a little wrinkly. So I made sure for our next one, I put it on my blue mat. My green mat was just too sticky for copy paper, but that's okay. So you can see we have got lots of gaps going on in our design, and maybe that's the look you're going for, so you can totally stick with that. But if you want it more filled in, you can make your offset smaller, or you can make your image smaller, and that's what we did with this next one here. And you can see our design is a lot more filled in. So if we look at this closely, you can see our word love has a few tiny little white dots still in there because our offset wasn't completely covering it. So what you can do is just go ahead and grab that same black marker and fill those little dots in, and the word love would look fantastic. Now let's look at the heart on both of these. I'm not sure why it did this. We have this line going on the heart here and here. And my guess is why our machine put this line on both our hearts is because this is where our marker is starting and stopping. So the marker is touching down, going around, and then it stops again. So we've got a thicker line of ink here, and that is probably why we are getting that line going on the heart. But for this one, for the most part, it totally filled in except for that tiny little piece in the middle where it didn't quite get the offset. Now the rainbow also turned out pretty good. You can see as well where our marker started and finished because there's a little line going right at the bottom of each of these rainbow layers. Now this middle line here, I actually didn't create an offset for that one, so that's why there is a gap between there, but our rainbow is looking pretty good. Let me know in the comments if you find this hatch fill method much easier. Go ahead and test it out. You can still use the other hatch fill method that I showed you, and if you want to see that, I'll leave that video linked down below in the description. Remember, it does involve a lot more steps, but you can end up with different designs as your pen strokes will be going in different directions. Also, let me know in the comments how you plan to use this hatch fill method. Will you use it on cards or in fusible ink projects? Let me know, and I hope to see you on more crafting adventures.